Well, hello Divi Nation, and welcome to a brand new Divi use case live stream where each week we show you how to add new design and functionality to your Divi websites. Today, in this live tutorial, we're going to be showing you how you can design a floating footer drawer in Divi. And with this process, you'll be able to transform any Divi section with all its contents into a clickable drawer that opens up from the bottom of your browser window. And this is a cool little hiding place for premium content, and it's super accessible for users. Don't forget to check out the video description for a link to the blog post that goes along with this use case live stream. And let's go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, so welcome everyone. Just want to make sure that you can hear me and that I'm coming in loud and clear. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're from and how you're coping with being home 24/7 and all that good stuff. Great to be here. Great to have you guys. We're going to hopefully learn some things today together. All right. I got no sound from Andrew. I got loud and clear from Brian. So I got mixed signals. Hopefully, maybe Andrew, check your sound settings. Maybe it's on your end. All right. Hello, Mark from Bermuda, and Connie from Florida. Welcome. All right, Andrew. Looks like we're good now. All right, excellent. All right, so I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek to the design we're going to be doing today. And basically it is a footer drawer. Call it a drawer because it opens and closes at the bottom of your screen here. And you can see as I scroll up and down, you have that little icon down there that stays fixed in place, ready to be clicked. And once I click it, it's going to open up a drawer of information and content. This is actually a section that, from a pre-made layout that we have. And so it's really easy to add any section and create a custom drawer for that content or using that content. And I actually have a cool design of a Blurb logo or icon here. Looks like a water drop, so show you how to do that too. And so here's our drawer, and we're going to be adding it to the template of our Divi website. So we're going to be using the theme builder. You can actually do this on any page individually, not on the theme builder, but I thought it would be useful to have this drawer through site-wide. So we're going to be adding it to our global footer in the theme builder. All right, so to get started, let's go over to our dashboard, and let's go to Divi Theme Builder. And there's my global footer that I've already designed. I'm just going to erase it so we can start from scratch. I can see you guys still saying hello. Hi, Marcos and Rob. Welcome. I know we have a few more trickling in. Feel free to say hello. And thanks, Trish, for telling me the audio's fine. Let's see, Felix, quick question from you. Where can these live videos be found after the live session? Good question. You're coming from Facebook. They will be on our Facebook page, and it just takes a moment for them to be published after our live stream. So be looking for that on our main Facebook page, facebook.com/elegant themes, and then also on our YouTube page as well. And they'll be available. So we got you covered on Facebook and YouTube. Good question. All right. So if you're just joining us, I do want to welcome you to this week's Divi use case live stream. And today we're going to be showing you how to create a fixed or floating footer drawer in Divi. We're going to do that by adding it to our global footer. So here we are in our theme builder. We're going to add a new global footer. So I'm going to click on this. Let me blow it up here. This little area here called Add Global Footer. And then that's going to bring me up a drop down. I'm going to select Build Global Footer. All right, then it's going to ask me if I want to build it from scratch or choose a pre-made layout or clone an existing page. I'm actually going to choose a pre-made layout for this one. And that's just to speed up the design aspect because, like I said earlier, you can add any section and create a footer drawer with it. So choose a pre-made layout. We're going to use the stationary layout pack. So I'm going to scroll and find that one. It's a pretty recent one. These layout packs or pre-made layout packs are available within the Divi builder if you have a subscription. Okay, so stationary shop, here it is, layout pack. I'm going to add the landing page. It has that footer down there that I'm in this section here that I'm going to use as my footer drawer. So I'm going to click use this layout. And this is going to be a cool setup because you're going to be able to keep your own global footer, like standard footer at the bottom of your page. And in addition to that, have a footer drawer that stays fixed on your page as you scroll up and down. So you can have both. And so this little global footer layout will have two sections, one for the regular footer and then one for the footer drawer. And to make things easier, I'm going to, in my little settings menu down here, I'm going to click on the layers box here, this layers feature, which is going to help me, make some changes to the page and access things a little quicker and easier and organize them and label them a lot easier as well. So I'm going to be using my layers box. For now, I'm just going to erase everything but the bottom two sections. So I'm going to erase every section here except the one that says how it works. Let's go ahead and blow that up here. Except the one that says how it works and the one that says footer. And then what I want to do is actually move these or switch them around because I want the footer at the top. This is going to be my regular footer. And then this is going to be the section that I'm going to have for my footer drawer. And so I'm just going to label that using the inline text thing here. We'll call it footer drawer. Okay. Let me zoom out. And so this area here that says custom personalized stationery will be my footer drawer area. This has like a call to action. And this kind of what this is for, where a user can click on the icon and see a call to action or basically any content you want in that little drawer there. Okay, so I've switched them around. Let's see, now that I got that done, I'm going to create our fixed footer drawer. So first step to do that is to create the button. So if you're using your own section that you built or from a pre-made layout other than this one, at this point is where you kind of add the customization to your section. So in this section, I'm going to add a button. I'm going to need to add that icon, that one. Let's see. I'm just going to get that preview of our finished design here. Over so you can take a look at what I mean. So what we need to do is add this icon here at the top of my section. And then later on, we'll add the transform translate to bring the section out of view, and then add the code that makes the section toggle up and down when you click this icon. So at this point, we want to add this icon to this section and then position it kind of above the section. So that's what we're going to do. To do that, we are going to need to create a new row. So I'm going to create a new row here, give it a 1 column row, and then I'm going to add a blurb, the popular blurb module. I don't know about you guys, but I use it more than any other module by far. All right, here we go, blurb. And then we're going to take out this content because we don't need it, the title and the body. Shrink up my box. And then we are going to want to use an icon, so let's do that. And we can't see it, so let me bring it over here. Bring my layers view. And let's select this arrow with that kind of points off to the top left corner. And we're going to actually rotate that later on. That's why I chose this one first. All right, so let's add a background color to our blurb module. Let's see if this is in the middle of my face. Okay. All right, so background color, I'm just going to paste it in. It's going to be a dark navy blue color. And let's jump over to the design settings, change the icon color to basically an off-white or really light gray, or you can just use white. And I do want to make it a circle icon, so I'm going to click yes. That's going to give me my nice circle shape. But I want the circle color to match my background color, so I'm going to add the same color to that. I do want to use a custom icon font size. I'm going to give it 17 pixels. Okay. And then here's a little cool trick to get that shape we want. I'm going to give a custom height and width to our blurb module. So let's do that. Let's do 30 pixels and width, and then 30 pixels height. And there you can see the shape that we were going for. It's actually just a square and a circle that are basically combined together. You see that icon's kind of overflowing our small blurb container. All right. We want to add an absolute position to our blurb. So let's do that. Absolute, and we want to center it at the top there. And let's go ahead and save it out, because before I do the next step, I want to make sure I have cleaned up a few things. You can see my row is still underneath this top row, so I want to make sure that that row is at the top, so I'm going to drag it up there. And then I want to take out the padding that's at the top of this section. So I'm going to open up the section settings, the footer drawer section there. And let's just take out that top padding. And then we're going to do the same for the row. We don't want any padding at the top or bottom of our row. So let's do that. Now it's kind of sitting at the top of our section where we want it. And now we're ready to add our transform options to our blurb here. So I'm going to open up my blurb module again. This time I'm going to go to the design settings, and I'm going to add some transform translate to it. Basically all this is going to do is relocate it. And transform translate is actually great to use for whenever you're using like hover effects or like transitions on click or things like that. Because it keeps its original placement within the document flow. You're just kind of moving it temporarily, basically, without taking it out of the normal flow of things. If that makes sense. The transform translate x-axis, we're going to make sure and toggle off this lock or this link, because we don't want to change them both at the same time. And for my y-axis, I'm going to do negative 250%. All right, you see how that brought it up here? And these percentages are based on the actual height or width of the actual module. So for this next one, it's just negative 50%. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we already set the absolute, go back here, the position as absolute. And you see how we made the top center position there? Well, that's actually using the transform translate in the back end and applying the negative 50% along the x-axis already. But when we start messing with the transform translate here, in addition to having that absolute position in place, we kind of mess it up. So we gotta have to add it back. All right, so just be warned whenever you're using that absolute position there. You might want to understand how that's working before you start adding transform translate to it as well. All right, so hope that makes sense. All right, let's continue on. There's another transform option of rotate. So I'm going to rotate my icon 45 degrees. That way it's now pointing upwards, and my arrow, of course, is pointing upwards as well. So we have the nice drop effect. And of course you can not do that and have that, keep that original design, which is also really cool. But I thought from a user experience, it would, pointing up to show that the drawer is going to go up when you click on it. I do want to take out the default animation of our blurb icon, so let's do that. Set no animation. And I do want to add a CSS class to our blurb. Since this is going to be the target that's going to initialize the click function, basically, of our code there, which is going to cause the drawer, footer drawer, to toggle up and down. Just going to add a class here so we can use it later on in our code. I'm just going to call it drawer target. And of course, you can refer to the blog post that goes along with this that went out today if you want to see these classes and the code, so you can paste it in. Be easier to do it that way. And then I'm going to save that out. And now we can go to our footer drawer section here. Open up my settings for our footer drawer again. And we're going to add a transform translate. This is the point in which we're going to basically hide our entire section from view initially, so that when later on when we click the button or the icon, it's going to toggle up. So since we want to start with a hidden drawer, we're going to go to our section, add a transform translate to the section, which is going to, I'm going to add along the y-axis because we want to move it down vertically. So 100%, that's going to bring it out of view. So remember, this is based on the actual height of the section, no matter what it is. So 100%, it's going to make it nice and cleanly hide just out of view. So now that that's done, let's go over to the position options. And let's do a fixed. So this is going to be floating. We want it floating or fixed at the bottom of our browser window at all times. So I'm going to add a fixed position. And then at the bottom, so do bottom left there. I'm going to have to move my section menu out of the way so you can see now it's fixed at the bottom, which is where we want it. And let's go ahead and add a CSS class to our section as well so that we can target this later on in our code. Basically, I want to tell it, or I'm going to label it has transform because it has a transform translate that we need to toggle on and off. All right. Oh, and for my fixed, I'm going to go back to my position option. Make sure to set the Z index to 13. I think sections have a default of like 11 or something. Z index. We want this one to sit above all the other sections on the page. So this guarantees that it does that. All right. And we're almost done. But I do want to be mindful that this is actually a lot of content. And it's, you know, it looks cool, but on mobile, it's going to be too much. So just be mindful that for a mobile drawer, you're going to have limited vertical space as well as horizontal space. So basically, a quick and easy thing you can do is just take out the non-essential content and maybe just keep the button in the title there. So I'm going to actually click on this middle row and go to my advanced tab, and under my visibility I'm going to disable it on phone and tablet. Save, and basically I'm hiding this middle row with the 1, 2, 3 little blurbs there. Okay. And now for the last step is we need some code. So again, you can go to the blog post to get this. It'd be a lot easier for you to see. But I'm going to create a new code module. I'm just going to add it underneath my blurb module with my that I use to make my icon. It's not essential that you put it there. I just like to keep it close by. All right, so let me open this up. Paste in my code there. I'm going to try and zoom in. It's probably going to be... All right, so yeah, so the first top portion here is a style. These is basically my CSS that I'm adding to my page here. Adding it to a code module just so that you can bring it with you, download it with the layout. But of course, if you have a child theme or want to add it in your theme customizer or whatever, you can do that. But this is the CSS, and basically this one is going to be added to our section because our footer drawer, basically, because it's going to be added or toggled on and off by taking out that transform translate of 100%. And so by toggling this class on and off, we're going to be having that functionality of going into view and out of view. This one here, the toggle icon animation, we're going to toggle this class whenever we click on the icon, and we're going to rotate it negative 135 degrees. And if you notice, whenever I click on this icon, it rotates to point downward for a nice UX feature there. And the toggle icon we did that one. Drawer target, just make sure that it looks like a cursor when you hover, the pointer when you hover over the icon like a button. And then below there, let's see if I can zoom in on that part. It's not liking my zoom capability from here. But this Here we go. So this little function here is wrapped in a script tag, and this is my jQuery that gets the click function. So here's my target, that CSS class I added to the button, and I'm basically saying when that blurb icon gets clicked, I'm going to toggle that icon animation that turns it around or rotates it, and I'm also going to toggle that class to open and close the drawer. All right, so simple, really simple stuff, but you don't have to understand it, of course, to paste it in there. Once that's added, I'm going to save it out. And notice I didn't do anything to this section because it's already set to be my regular footer at the bottom of my page. So after I save it, I want to make sure and do that before I exit out, and then save changes on the page. And then I'll go to a sample page, refresh, and it should work. There you go. Oh, it looks like I did forget a step. Notice when I hover over this bottom of the icon, it's actually not clickable, which is a problem because I need to add some padding there. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to go to back to my global footer layout editor. Sorry, I've been ignoring you guys. I probably have some really good questions. I just kind of got in the zone here. I'll come back to you in a second. Just want to do this one thing quickly before I forget. Open up my layers view, and I want to go to the column that holds my icon there. There it is. So I'm opening up my column settings, and at the bottom, I'm just going to add 50 pixels of spacing or padding. Click save. Let's just refresh. I think that took care of it. Yep. Now it's fully clickable. Okay. Let's see, inspect. And let's see what this looks like on mobile. You can see that when I open it on mobile, it actually has a, a minimized content version of it so that it looks good on mobile as well. All right, questions? Let's look in here. Trish says, though, I wish the layers panel would remember where you opened it last. Yes, that's a good idea. Sometimes I forget though that you can click on any element. Like, for example, if I wanted to, go to this row, I can right click or use the more menu options here and go to layer, and that'll open it up in the layers view box automatically. So it's kind of another way to get to where you want to go in the layers view. So you may have known that already, but it's a helpful tip. Thanks for the helpful article. I probably should have linked to that in the blog. That's to understanding the absolute positioning in Divi. So I'll just show you that blog post here. Yeah, a guide to understanding using Divi's absolute position. This would be helpful to understanding how that works. There's also one on fixed as well. Both of those will come in handy if you're kind of confused about when I was talking about the using the transform translate to position things. That article covers some of those things. So thanks for remembering that article, Trish. Let's go to YouTube here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Marcus, greetings from Germany. Welcome. Rob from Aspinwall. Welcome. And Robert from Tanzania. Wow. Victoria from Arizona. Welcome. Levi from Chad. And then Uncle Social, hello. You're saying that you were lost with the custom width and height turned into a circle, into a teardrop shape. Yeah, so that's yeah. I thought I explained it, but I probably didn't do a very good job. Basically, if I inspect this, you probably get a better idea. So this right here is the module. You can see how it is actually square. And this right here is the actual icon, and it's the circle. And basically that little icon with the circle shape is outside, basically overflowing the small square container that is the blurb. Just kind of pushing it out just perfect enough that it creates that shape. Good question. All right, so it looks like we are good on the questions so far. Just one last chance, just in case you have any questions. I'll wrap it up really quickly. I did show you the mobile version, so that's good. And again, you can use this with any content that you want. You can put a contact form, an email opt-in form in there if you want. You know, an announcement, anything. CTAs like this one. It's just really nice to have it at a click of a button, always at the in the view browser viewport when the user is on your page. All right. All right, guys, that's all I got for you this week. Thanks for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to our blog newsletter, our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook. And make sure you click to receive those notifications so you can be notified every time we have something new for you. We'll be back here next Tuesday with another Divi use case live stream. But until then, be looking forward to this Friday, which is a live stream with BJ Keaton, the weekly WP Roundup. So be looking forward to that at 3 p.m. Eastern this Friday. And go ahead and check out the blog post or the video description for more information on how you can contribute your own unique content to our Elegant Themes blog. So check that out. And thanks again. And we'll see you guys in another video.